This is Josiah Plays Pillars of Eternity. Alright, so I just finished this quest for Dunstan. Now he can make his robo-golems, and seems like it might have been a terrible idea, but oh well, it's done. Bought some sweet boots, so I guess it was all worth it. Oh, what did he give me? Nothing really. Some XP and reputation. There was no actual reward. Interesting. But now apparently Commander Cleaver will have a mission for me as well. How may I be of assistance? Was there more you needed me to do?
Dunstan will complete the first squad of Forge Knights in no time. Now the High Justice will want to have his Forge Masters at Fleetbreaker Castle create more.
Yeah, okay. Seems like a bad idea. However, it's been brought to my attention that you're a close ally of the Dozens. He scowls. I'm sure you understand that further association puts us in a precarious position. Was there something else I can do for you? Goodbye? Ah, so I would have to choose one or the other. But because I have this quest, I probably can't get his next quest. Okay, well. It's fine. I don't really like them that much anyway. I do like the Crucible. I mean, I like the Dozens more. There's a lot about the Dozens I also don't like, but I think in general I prefer them to the Crucible Knights. So what does that mean for me? I think it means that it's time to, I think that means it's time to go to the Icewind Bridge.
Fine.
Icewind Bridge. Task updated, the Forgotten. Pose as Mestra Barkosi's buyer at Icewind Bridge. Speak to the Forgotten and pose as Mestra Barkosi's buyer. Find out how the Forgotten are smuggling in Gwithan artifacts out of Defiance Bay. Okay.
Quickly and quietly.
And where are these Forgotten? Apparently they're right here. We're just meeting right in the middle of this bridge. This is not a very good spot for a clandestine meeting of smugglers. Like, in sight of the law right over there. Like, hey, let's meet in the most obvious, visible place possible, with the cops actually watching us. That sounds like a great plan. Okay. Oh, apparently I can just attack them if I want. That's funny. The man's hand rests slightly on the hilt of his flail as you approach. What's your business with us? Does the name Barkosi mean anything to you? Yes, you're late, and we hate to be kept waiting. Don't let it happen again. Now, on to the details of our arrangement. There's a loose plank on the southern end of the docks in Andra's Gift, near that sunken ship. Leave the payment there. Gems and coins only. Gems, preferably. They're much easier to carry than sacks of coin. Right. We'll take the payment and replace it within relics of slightly lesser value. I say lesser because we have to take our own fee first. We're doing all the work and taking most of the risk, after all. There you have it, clean and simple. Any questions? Apparently I can ask all kinds of stuff. How do I know you won't just take the money and leave, nothing in return? This arrangement works for Master Fusillo. It works for Master Ross. You don't like the deal? Work away. Walk away. I mean, don't work away. That doesn't make any sense. Don't the Grandfathers get upset when they catch you looting in Gwithan ruins? The elven woman sneers. If we do get caught, which doesn't happen often, we make sure the Grandfathers don't stay upset for very long. Witnesses are inconvenient. How do you know which relics are valuable? I'm quite knowledgeable about the Ingwithan culture. If I say something is valuable, it is. These guys look like they have a lot of loot. I kind of just want to kill them. And Varian hasn't been wrong yet, either. Tell your master not to worry about us selling him junk. You've managed to keep this arrangement going without ever being caught? Yup. The Valiant ambassador, a ghosty, knows about us and is trying to shut us down. He's not as smart as he thinks he is, and besides, our patrons in the republics are more powerful and influential. We don't have anything to worry about. I don't have any more questions. Good. Give us about a week and we'll have something for you. Okay. Wait, what? Who the hell is that? Liliana? Oh, I see what's about to happen. I'm gonna have to fight him, okay. Bad news, Ornament. Barkosi's buyer isn't coming. Looks like the Knights took him in for questioning. My guess is a ghostie's behind it. So, what's going on here? Who's this? He stares at you, his gaze hardening. Good question. This is like a line that I would literally say. I have said, I think, before in this very playthrough. Well, this is awkward. She knows too much. Kill her. Alright. Well, shit. This is awkward. That is a pretty rough looking assemblage. What do they have? 2 wizards? That guy's like a barbarian. This guy's like a fighter. There's a rogue. And what's this dude? A priest? Or a monk or something? So this is no joke of a fight. I think I'm gonna burn everything here. I'm going all in. Why am I in front? Oh my god! Alright.
Yeah.
Move the hell back.
Hey.
There. Move the hell up. Palafina also move up. What are they doing? One of them's casting Confusion, Disciplined Barrage. Oh, he's a fighter. Oh no. He's a fighter. Alvarez casting minor missiles. Okay. I'm about to get worked, because they're casting that shit on me.
Hey.
Alright, let's get in there and knock this rogue down.
I'm ready.
Following your lead.
Let's get the Animat out right now.
What?
Interdict these fools.
I'm ready.
Hey.
My thoughts are set.
Oh my god. Look at that. But look, the consecrated ground immediately dropped from those boots. That's pretty nice, actually. Oh god, and here comes the barbarian. Fuck my life. Alright. Oh god, Seraphine is confused too. Well, that's considerably bad. And they're all just ignoring my tank. Just ignoring him. Where is he, even? Like, literally, where is he? Oh, he's confused, too! Oh, my God! We're gonna get wrecked here. Alright, I need a... Oh, she can't act. She's... Let's get some beetles down.
Yes?
Alright, Kana needs to... I don't even know what. Alright, just get the beetles down there.
On your word.
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
I need to get a suppress affliction right now. Okay, Polygene. Okay, yeah. Three of my party members are all. I don't even see where Adair is. Oh, he's way the hell. What the hell is he doing way back there? Oh, well, he's confused. That's what he's doing back there. Okay, well, that's not good at all. Suppress affliction won't work on them because they're confused. They're considered enemies, and it only... Oh, that's rough. Which is the one that helps you? Prayer against bewilderment? Yeah. But the thing is, I don't think it'll affect them while they're confused. Well, shit. Okay.
What?
I need to do something really awesome right now. Basically what we're talking about. See, if I cast something over here on these enemies, just like this sunbeam, I have to not cast that sunbeam because it's gonna hit Adair too, because he's over there in temporary enemy land. Although actually, I could just cast it in such a way. No, I can't. I can't even hit both of the mages without hitting a dare. This is not good. All right, well let's just shoot some mages then. Shoot him. What is she doing? Oh yeah, she's summoning beetles. And what is he gonna do? Suppress Affliction doesn't seem super helpful yet because it only helps allies, and half my party aren't allies right now. So I can't heal her because she's not an ally. I have to be very careful what I cast because anything that hurts. So I guess I should just do single target. Like, if I can get both of those mages without getting a dare, but I really can't. That's the thing. So I guess I'll just drop Pillar on one of these guys. This one. Wood beetles have joined the party. Adair's no longer confused.
Hey.
That's excellent. Well then, do a knockdown right here. Wood beetle, go. Where are the other beetles? What the hell is this beetle doing back here? That's not where I summoned them. Oh well, okay. So she's confused still. She's not. And but she's got a guy on her. So I'm gonna need her to do something awesome. Maybe she can charm this guy. Let's try. Meanwhile, beetle, get on him. No. And he's confused for another 4 seconds as well. The Onomot can kind of keep this guy busy for now. But these two beetles... Actually, you know what? They're just gonna run in here and... get on the wizards.
What?
Endurance just cast Pillar of Faith, literally falling on that person. Crit him for 53. Nice. Okay. Let's just shoot him to finish him off, maybe. Still confused. He's still working on the charm.
Yes?
I don't know what Kana's doing. What is Kana doing? Oh, he just shot that guy. Which is great. And he needs to switch guns. Shoot him again. Actually, we might be able to... do combusting wounds over here. What's Durance doing? I already forgot what Durance was even doing. Guess he already did it. Or he's just shooting, right? Yeah, he's just shooting. Okay. He's confused still.
Hey.
Adair, did you successfully... Yeah, you successfully knocked this one down, which is great. Do the pull move on this one. Alright, cool. That one's dead. That wizard is dead. Wood beetles putting in work. Alright, Durance finished him off with his gun. Great job, Durance. Now, we're finally not confused anymore. Let's get the need to get the shades out. Did we successfully charm this guy? We did. Where is he? Apparently not. What happened with the grieving mother? Grieving mother. What are you doing? Nothing? What's wrong with her? Oh, she's still casting it. Okay, fine. She's still casting it.
Following your lead. What?
Get this down. Burning seal.
Wait.
Where is she? Alright, she can kill him.
Hey.
Can use that ability. Wow, look at how far he pushed her with that clear, whatever it's called. Clear out. He pushed her way over there. Alright, cool. Kill this lady.
I'm ready.
Kill him.
Yes? What?
I'm ready.
Did she fail at the... She did. She missed with the. That's fine. Forget it. Just use this on him.
Hmm. We've lost someone.
Paladin just said we've lost someone. Oh, it must have been one of the beetles or something that got killed. Oh my god, she's getting wrecked.
Eh?
Who is attacking her? This guy is. Okay. Him stop.
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
On your word.
Where's Kana? Go. Stun cone.
What?
Sonic projection. This way.
Tell me.
That guy is a monk.
Hey.
Oh, she is getting worked. That guy is brutal.
Yeah?
Okay, well. Oh, he's stunned and paralyzed. She can get away. Cool. Switch to your blunderbuss, please.
What?
Quick heal over here.
I'm ready.
Hey.
Que?
What? On your word.
Busting wounds.
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
What are the raids doing? Do they have targets?
It's no use. I need something. Thoughts.
Hmm? Leave it to me!
Just a second. Okay, so let's see what happens here on the quest. Return to Vicente Agosti at the embassy in First Fires. As you return to Vicente Agosti and let the ambassador know the Forgotten will no longer be causing any more problems for him. Yeah, because we kind of had to kill them all. Find Morningstar, find Polax, find... Ooh, this is money right here. Grimoire, 2 grimoires, find large... Ooh, named armor. Wow. Holy crap, that's amazing loot. That's so much money right there. So much money. I don't know why I did that with the egg, but... Okay, well that was pretty great. Second though. Alright, What's this armor I just found? Sanguine plate. +2 survival on armor. Nice. Palliate when hit by a melee attack. That sounds incredible. Despite popular assumption, the Sanguine Plate was not named for its blood-spattered appearance. It was originally owned by a barbarian from Rawatai, and while his combat style did frequently leave the Sanguine Plate in need of a good polishing, it was actually named in reference to the owner's jolly nature. He was popular around town and in the taverns of the nearby port, where he was quick to buy friends and visitors a drink, and glad to hear the news from abroad. However, his seemingly inexhaustible good humor was counterweighted by a hair-trigger temper, and it was said that none who actually saw him in a bad mood lived to tell the tale. That is pretty darn good. I mean, it's not fine, so it'd be, you know, until I can actually enchant it. It's not fine, so I would lose the extra DR we have of the fine armors that they're wearing. But those bonuses are quite nice. Survival 6. I mean, it makes sense as something a Dare would wear. Pretty tanky thing with that retaliation. So yeah. Okay. So I want to wear. I mean, I'd like to be able to enchant it up so that it's as good as what he's got, but do not have the requisite Pilgrim's Crown. I only need one though, so as soon as I find one Pilgrim's Crown, I can do that. I could put +1 con on it right now so that it has that con bonus like what he's got. I could even put one of these things on there. Let's see. Oh, look at it. Kind of amazing looking. What's it look like on her? Oh, it looks awesome on her. Is it like the same color no matter what you set your primary color as? Apparently. Too bad his helmet doesn't match it at all. But that's pretty rad. Fresh proofed or shock proofed. So now it still has his +1 con. And as soon as I get it, the ability to make it fine, I will. That way. Or as soon as we hit the next level, I could even make it exceptional. But anyway. So this plate armor is pretty nice. But I don't think anybody on the team is really gonna wear it. I could sell it for 600, or I could hold on to it for right now, which is what I'll do because you know, somebody might want to wear it or something at some point, so... What does Adair look like now with his...
Of course.
It looks pretty cool if that helmet matched, and if he wasn't wearing using a big ridiculous door as a shield. But yeah. Alright, well... That's taken care of. Look at Seraphina's health, though. Wow, she was getting beat on. Right.
Yes? As you say.
Your will, Watcher. No problem.
Okay, everybody's reloaded. Let's go back to First Fires. We'll go talk to the Valian embassy guy. And, maybe he will reward us for taking care of this.
All right, then.
Whoa there, hey there, plant. I was gonna be so happy if it was just happened to be the plant that I need for that enchant, but it's not. St. Gyron's horn. I don't know how I didn't notice those before. Pretty sure that plants don't grow back in this game. Once you pick them, that's it. But could be wrong. Yeah, this weird guy. Okay, Vicente Agosti.
Hail and well met.
You've brought me good news, I hope. I met with the Forgotten, but it didn't go quite like you planned it. Oh? You weren't able to learn anything about their smuggling operation then? I learned that it's over. Their Olin friends showed up at the wrong time, and now they're dead. Pay me. I'm not quite sure what that meant, but they're all dead anyway, you say? He rubs his chin. I'd hoped that I could resolve this situation with subtlety, but what's done is done. I have no idea what may become of this. What may come of this, also, because that makes more sense than become of this. But that's my problem, not yours. Take these gems as payment for your service. Defiance Bay, major positive. There's nothing else. I must return to my duties. Task complete. 5 emeralds. Ooh. Hello. And some XPs. Alright. The Forgotten. Vicente Agosti was relieved to hear that the Forgotten won't be looting any more Ingwithan ruins and causing him no end of diplomatic headaches. Cool. Done. I got some emeralds, which is fantastic. And, you know, another quest complete. How's my XP coming along? Still need quite a bit. Okay. Oh. I think at this point the plan is to we did the Edowin Bridge. There's Heritage Hill. Or there's go meet with the giant slayers at Woodend Plains. Those are the two things that I'm kind of thinking. I think I might go into the Temple of Boudica next, actually. Yeah, so there's Temple of Boudica or there's Heritage Hill. Tough decision. Going to the temple. Because I have put off the next step of the main quest for a very long time now. Yeah, I've completed 19 other quests in all the time since I've had this quest to do. So I think it's about time. Find a way into the Temple of Lidica. I'm gonna go rest first, though, because all this right here is not good. Whoa. Whoa. Their ghosts are here. These are the ones I just killed. Wow. All of them are here. Wait. They all just became Vibrant Histories? That whole adventuring group was designed by a player? Really? Well, I did not expect to find this here. How interesting. I'll see if Faye now sees me as a hero. Dozens ally. Knights of the Crucible ally. Okay. Huh. Vibrant histories for all these guys I just killed. That's interesting. You see a man on horseback riding in front of a caravan traveling through a lightly wooded area. The man rides next to him and they are chatting, jovially poking with each other. Both men bear a striking resemblance to each other and they are both dressed in armor with sword and bow. An Orlin approaches on horseback, pulling up as they get near and then making pace with them. He indicates the road is clear and no signs of trouble can be seen for miles. No sooner have the words left his mouth than an arrow comes flying from the cover of the trees. The arrow hits the Orlin in the neck, throwing them from his horse, who rears back. Spooked, the two remaining horses shy back as well, tossing their riders. This man falls clear and stands quickly, rushing to the caravan wagon and the cover it provides. The other man is not so lucky. His foot hooks in his stirrup and his ankle is wrenched backwards as he falls, and then pulled down as his horse bolts forward. This frees his foot, but a small cracking sound can be heard from his ankle. He yelps in pain, rolling onto his front, and pulls himself toward the wagon. The wagon is stopped, and the rear guards, two Amawa, ride forward around the far side of it. One jumps down from his horse and moves quickly to the injured man's side, holding out a hand to help him. The other Amawa rides forward, pulling his sword from its scabbard as he does. The first man sees what is about to happen and calls out a warning, but he is too late. The Amawa on horseback swings, dispatching the one attempting to help the injured man before he even reaches him. He then drops from the back of his horse and raises his sword again. The man behind the wagon yells a second time, already knocking an arrow in his bow. He lets the arrow fly, watching it approach its target. who has already brought his sword down into the injured man's neck. Ah, so his brother was killed in a scenario which is a little bit confusing. Well, bummer. Good news is I've sent him to join his brother. He was the leader, right? I think he was, yeah. And Toby, that must be his brother, right? Or maybe not. I mean, they do look alike. That was the other guy that was there, the other barbarian. Interesting. I'm not sure. Vibrant history. You see this man deep in conversation with an elf. The elf seems to be some sort of supervisor and is discussing with the man how much he has earned for his day's work. The man looks confused and tells the elf he is sure what he is owed is much more than what he is being given. The elf smiles condescendingly and starts to explain again why he isn't getting as much as he thought he should. He speaks quickly, saying seemingly random numbers, moving his hands around with wide, sweeping gestures. As the elf talks, the man appears more and more confused. Finally, the elf finishes and goes to hand the man his pay. A voice interrupts the proceedings, telling the elf he needs to rethink the numbers. They turn to the source of the voice and see an older, angry-looking man watching them. The older man approaches, sword drawn. He informs the elf in a steely voice to recalculate the man's pay, and this time include everything he's owed. The elf tries to protest, and the man flicks the sword upward, cutting his coin purse from his belt. He falls to the ground with a muffled clink. The older man tells the younger one to retrieve the purse, saying that is closer to what he should be getting. While he speaks, his eyes never break from the elf's, daring him to protest again. Once the younger man has the coins, the older man addresses the elf once more. "You will never try that on the folk again," he says, then flicks the sword again. The elf's shirt splits diagonally from shoulder to hip, a small line of red forming along the length of the slash. The elf yelps, jumping back, then reaches for the dagger at his side. The older man hits his wrist with the flat side of his sword, then brings it up under his chin, shaking his head. The elf, rethinking his actions, hurries off. The older man turns to the younger and says, "It would appear we need to talk." Okay. Well, he almost got cheated, but then he didn't, I guess. But he didn't cheat death, did he? No, because I killed him. Okay, how about Alvara Zilthane? That was one of the two wizards. Those wizards gave me some trouble. That confusion spell in the beginning was pretty awesome. That wreaked some havoc on my team. Vibrant history, go. You see a crowd walking down a narrow road through a town. They are jeering and booing a woman who walks before them, straight-backed and stern. Some people in the crowd throw fruit and small rocks at her. Others shout epithets. Her arms hang by her sides, unmoving. By all accounts, her appearance is disconnected as her face shows no sign of emotion. Her hands, clenched so hard her knuckles have turned white, betray her. Her tormentors follow her across a small marketplace toward the edge of town. Her face never loses its blank expression, even as the jeers become more boisterous and hateful. They reach the town limits, and a man steps forward from the crowd. A large parchment in his hand. He silences the crowd and calls for the woman to face him. She does, slowly turning, making a point to stare down anyone who dares meet her gaze. The man unrolls the parchment and reads loud enough for all to hear. He details her transgressions, speaks to her of the problems she has caused the village, and chastises her for the people she injured. He then asks her if she has any final words before she is banished forever. She stares at him, face set, unblinking. Then, without saying a word, she turns and walks away, leaving the village behind. She obviously transgressed somehow and had to be told to kick rocks from her home. And she fell in with this group of ne'er-do-wells and met their end at my hand. What about Anvarian Demondran? This was the monk. Vibrant history. You see this man, much younger, sitting on a stool with a blank look in his eyes, his lips pursed tightly. An older man leans over him, berating him, yelling at him face to face, the boy's father. A woman sits in the corner of the room, head bowed, facing away from the confrontation. The young man looks up, locking his gaze with his father. The act of boldness seems to throw his father because he stops yelling. Then his face steels against it, and he begins shouting again, bringing his hand up and hitting the young man on the back of the head. The young man drops his head, tightly gripping his knees. The father turns away, grabbing an iron poker from the flames in the fireplace. He looks back, gesturing with the poker to emphasize some words, then moves to press the high end of the poker against the young man's forearm. At that moment, something changes in the young man. His hand grabs the poker and rips it from the older man's hand. He stands and spins, bringing the poker down on the stool he was seated on, shattering it. He swings it over his head and around toward his father's head. The man ducks and the poker hits the far wall, destroying several small objects sitting on a mantel. The young man steps away from what had been his stool, and brings the poker down on a small table sitting against the wall, cracking it and destroying a vase sitting on it. He stops, taking a deep breath, and a hand comes down on his shoulder. He spins, thrusting with the poker, its tip still glowing with the heat of the fire. His eyes widen, mirroring the eyes of the woman standing before him, the end of the poker protruding from her back. Hands snap back into the air, his fingers spread. The woman slowly slips to her knees and over to her side, eyes glazing as she falls. Father rushes over to the woman, his wife, yelling and swinging his hands around. He stands before his son and stares at him, bringing up his hand and backhanding him so hard that the boy's neck whips back, points to the door, then immediately turns his back on the young man, falling to his knees beside the prone woman. The youth looks at the two of them, immobile. Father growls something, and the younger snaps out of it and makes a hasty exit. So he accidentally killed his mom because his dad was a abusing asshole. Well, that's shitty. Hopefully his life got better after that. Oh wait, it didn't, because I killed him. Oh cool, Catriel finished. Escorting. Dude. Thirsk. An Adiran dignitary has arrived at the stronghold. He was nearly set upon by brigands on the road, but your patrols intervened. Yeah, they did. The patrols got this shit. Oh, cool. This prestigious visitor just giving me some bonuses, and he's gonna be there for like 9 days. That's rad. I'm gonna hire a skirmish archer. There, now I have 8 of 8. So, get that damn achievement now. I mean, I don't know if the 8 of 8's part of it, but all this other stuff is completed, so, you know. Alright, what about Harkeen Willthorm? That was the other wizard. Vibrant history. You see a chamber cloaked in a thick, suffocating darkness. In the center of the room is a dais with some sort of symbol written on the stone. There are 6 small platforms forming a circle around the dais, all about 5 feet away from it, each one bearing a similar rune. A man is standing outside the ring, bent over near the base of one of the platforms. He uses a small knife to flake off a little of the stain that was used to paint the symbol. He stands and walks to the dais, repeating the vandalism on the symbol painted there. He looks around, eyes coming to rest on some powder in an elaborately decorated bowl. He reaches into his robes, pulls out a handful of something that looks like dirt, and drops it into the bowl. He takes an ornamental scepter and stirs the dirt into the powder with it, then wipes the end of the scepter off with the hem of a robe hanging on the wall. The sound of voices drifts into the room from a closed door on the opposite side of the chamber. Giving one last look around, the man moves quickly toward another exit, stepping out as the other door opens, and robed men file in, prepared for their ritual. He hides in the shadows, looking through the curtains drawn across the doorway. So he sabotaged this magical ritual so that it won't work. Maybe something disastrous occurred. That's kind of funny. And finally there's Liliana, the rogue who showed up and ruined our whole deal there. Vibrant history. You see a gruff-looking Amawa standing in front of this woman, her wrist held tightly in his hand. He lifts his arm, pulling her feet almost all the way off the ground. He bends down at the same time, bringing his face in line with hers. She smiles sheepishly and brings her other hand out from behind her back, offering him the necklace she just stole. He looks at it briefly, and then back at her. With his free hand, he tears the necklace from her grip and stuffs it inside his tunic. He lifts her higher, her feet now dangling above the road, and then throws her against the building behind her. She hits the wall, her breath exploding out of her with a pained cry. She hits the ground, her legs crumpling under her, and looks up to see the Amawa looming over her. He brings a fist back, then stops, a confused look replacing the murderous one. He turns, bringing a hand to the back of his head, feeling the bleeding knot growing there. Behind him stands an older man, mace in hand, smiling wickedly. The Amawa grunts and lunges for the man. The man takes a step forward to meet the Amawa, swinging the mace in an upward arc as he does so. Mace connects with the Amawa's chin, echoing out a solid thwack, knocking his head back and stopping his forward momentum. His arms drop to their sides as he stands there regaining his bearings. Taking advantage of the opening, the older man brings the mace around with both hands, putting the full force of his weight into the swing. The mace hits the Amawa's head with a wet crunch. He falls, unconscious, to the ground in a heap. The man turns to the woman who is still sitting on the ground, trying to process what just happened. He holds out a hand to her, making a slight bow as he does. She hesitatingly takes it, giving him a sideways look. "Let's talk," he says, smiling. So maybe that's the man who became her mentor and taught her to be a criminal rogue person. How'd that work out for her? So it's kind of cool that the ghosts of that adventuring party I just killed are like here in the tavern. Interesting, actually. Definitely surprised me. That presumably means that that entire adventuring party was designed by a Kickstarter backer. I think there might have been a very high backer tier that only had like 3 things that people could get it, that where they could design a whole adventuring party to be in the game. I think that was the case. I don't remember. I'll stay in Fletcher's stay again. Okay. Oh, let's make a ton of money right now. No, no, I don't want a room. I want to sell all that loot I just got. There's a lot of grimoires. Ooh, that one's even got 4th level spells in it. What is that one? That confusion spell was rad. Big radius, AoE confuse. Yeah, look at that. 4,000 copper I just made. Selling all that stuff. Oh, that replenished my money supply nicely. Excellent. Okay. I've rested and I've sold stuff. And now it is time. I wonder if I could kill them again as ghosts, because, you know, I can kill any of these people I want. I mean, it starts a fight with the whole damn tavern, but, like, I already killed them as living people. Could I kill them again as ghosts? And then the best question is, would they have all their loot again? I sort of have to know the answer to this question really quick. Oh, it won't let me. I mean, see, I can attack any of these living people if I want. But it will not, it won't let me attack the ghosts. Huh. Alright, that's cool. Alright. Next thing we do then is go to the temple. Gotta go through the catacombs, but we already, you know, we already cleared the catacombs. So I kind of have to run through there now. Unless there's something new there. But I don't think there will be. Oh, I should go see if I can disarm those traps in that one little section, because I've raised my... raised my mechanics skill since I was here before. What is it? What's her mechanics? 8? Yeah, it's 8.
Of course.
Shh. Yeah, I don't think there's anything new going on in there. All them skulls.
Hmm? There! Done!
Ah, she can do it. Cool. So now we get a nut, you know, because we're getting XP and we're getting a couple more nice traps out of it. So this was worth
There!
coming over
Done!
here. Malignant cloud traps. It's like basically like a cloud kill. Area could be very useful. Will be very useful at some point when I get to the kind of encounters that I need to use all these traps and scrolls on. Because I mean, if I have a chance to set up for a fight and I can get things funneled through a certain area, and I lay down just like tons and tons of these traps and lure enemies through them, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be all she wrote for those enemies. Like, it's gonna make a fight much easier, if not completely trivialize it. So that's good. Okay, here's the way into the Temple of Wudika. Temple of Wudika. I'm gonna save my game before I go in there. Okay, let's go. Text 29, how you doing? Hey to you as well, sir. Thanks for coming and joining the stream. How you doing? All right, now I'm in the temple.
No problem.
Whoa! That was pretty shocking. That was very loud. In front of you looms the ghostly hollow image of the man who was present at your awakening. I remember him. He casts a pale, sickly light in the dank corridor as he regards you. You're pretty good. You're just playing Pillars while watching. Figured I'd say hi. So you're playing the game and watching somebody play it at the same time? That's awesome.
You are from Kratom, my dear?
His words are an echo in your mind from a time long past, and you know your response before you speak it as if it has always been. Only recently.
A remarkable city. Truly one of the most impressive we have encountered outside of our own. Many exceptional people who have joined our cause come from Kratom. What made you decide to join our order?
Apparently in one of my past lives, I was a member of this order. I went through dark times. Nothing made sense. That all changed when your order came to my homeland.
Little makes sense in the false contexts much of the world has lived under for so long. It is by the mercy of the gods that our faith has been able to reach so many of the heathen in more recent times. A you ready to take the oath? To spread the word of the gods to the lost and heathen?
I am. An incredibly loud sound effect. Okay, well, I remember joining them, I guess.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, here's a guy. Afmag. Well, let's not talk to him just yet. See what's up this way. I think I'm hearing us. Yeah, hidden stuff. I think I'm hearing a song that I haven't heard before. Oh, I see. I just opened a hidden. Now there's traps. Cool.
Would you look at this?
Another one. I detected that trap from really far away. Adair didn't discover shit. Let's be realistic here. Adair with his one mechanics is not the one who's discovering stuff. It's me. Got myself another malignant cloud
problem.
trap. Oh, look at all those skulls. You think you hear the faint sound of whispering coming from the skulls, but the words are unintelligible. Oh, really?
There! Done!
Noxious burst trap. And my traps are kind of getting out of line here. Suppose I should probably take some of these full stacks and dash for now. I wish these stacked to more than 3. Okay. Bracers of Enduring. Hello. A couple gems. Bracers of Enduring. 2 con, 1 resolve. Gloves, gauntlets, and bracers offer a variety of benefits. While some grant protection in combat, many have magical properties that empower the wearer in other ways. 2 con and 1 resolve. What the hell? Give him the Palagina, but if wearing those crit damage ones. But it does kind of make them. She won't need Fulvano's boots anymore either. So then Fulvano's boots go I don't think Kana has any but maybe her. Yeah, let's give those to for a little bit more. health. And then, who wants the crit gloves? Even Mother could wear them. So she shall. Cool. Nice item I just found. Presumably I'm gonna have to talk to this guy. Half magic. Oh shit. Forgot to put the mask on. Mercenary eyes you warily as you approach, his weapon ready. What are you doing here? You don't look like one of that masked lot. Take care, Watcher. This one's mind is edged. He seeks to know your purpose. Pay him. Relax. How would I know to be here if I didn't belong? Thinks carefully, then nods. Alright then, go on in and report to the Acolyte and she'll give you your assignment. They should be just about finished with their meeting in a big chamber. Any idea what's going on around here? A word of advice, friend. Don't ask questions. Just go and do what you're told. You know anything about this place? He shakes his head. As far as I can tell, we're underneath first fires. Probably under that ruined temple. Farewell. Alright, well I managed to talk my way past him without wearing the mask, but should still probably be wearing it. Does it matter who wears it? Anna could wear it. He doesn't look ridiculous at all. I'm not sure. Curious about something. I gotta check this out real quick. So, supposing I were to... Supposing I were to put that mask on Kana, for example, and then cruise up.
Yes?
Right, so him wearing the mask doesn't do us any good. I guess my main character would have to be wearing the mask. Let's try that real quick and see what it does. Wearing the mask. See what it does.
Eh?
Here, I'll make it look legit.
No problem.
Look kind of cool like that. Ninja mode.
They shall see nothing while I see much.
Oh look, it is different. The mercenary looks at his feet. Please, go on in. His eyes dart up to the rest of your party. You know the acolyte doesn't like guests. I'd keep any friends of yours out of the main chamber. Shuffles. She's already in a state on account of someone being late. No sense in provoking her further. He holds up his hands. I haven't a clue, I assure you. We keep to ourselves and watch for uninvited guests, just like your acolyte told us. No questions asked. You need something else? I suspect they've already started inside. Tell me about this place. As far as we can tell... Oh, he said the same thing last time. Alright, well that makes it interesting. Are you the one the acolyte's waiting on? She's in her peak now. I don't understand all this secret handshake business, but it pays. Did they send you to check on that nervous kid in the library? One of the other men swears there's a secret treasure chamber down here. I think I already found the secret treasure chamber. Headed straight for the salty mast once we're done here. Not a whole lot of excitement so far, but at least it's easy coin. Right. So...
Margren's fire casts light in dark places.
I'm now missing my extra stealth and perception, but I guess at the moment I don't need those things.
They shall see nothing while I see much.
So I would have had to fight all these dudes if I didn't, It's interesting that you can just talk your way in instead of even needing the mask, though. Oh, that's the symbol, huh? Oh, it's the broken crown. You see it's a crown and like part of it's broken off. But it also looks curiously like the Pillars of Eternity symbol a little bit too. Oh, look at all these foodstuffs. I'll help myself then. How does that sound? The deeds of my tongue and... Oh, that's not it. Oh, he's trying to remember like a password or a several special prayer or like liturgical phrase or something. Ooh, hello. Roll of protection. I think yeah, he's got 4 of those now. This fine. Oh my god. So I've been carrying around this part 2 right here for a ludicrously long time, and I just finally found part 1. It's about time. Alright, well now I get to read these. Admeth Hadrit Part 1 and 2. Part 1 is Rise to Power. Let's see what it says. Admeth Hadrit Part 1, Rise to Power. Little could one know that the man who once destroyed part of his own country with fire would become the Deerwood's most beloved leader. Martyred in the war he started to free his people from an oppressive rule, there isn't a Deerwoodan who doesn't know of or revere Admeth for what he did. Strangely, even though there are records of his father Adrang's childhood, and even though he was raised in nobility in the Deerwood, while it was still a Deera territory, information about Admeth's early years is nearly impossible to find. Admeth is not known for his childhood, though. He is known for saving the Deerwood and uniting it with its sworn enemy, the Glanfathans. In 2652 AI, the Deerwoodan troubles with their Verkoning were at a boiling point. Several of the earls under Adrang's rule, provoked by the imperial court in Eder, resumed looting the ruins around Deerwood that the Glanfathans held sacred. When the Glanfathans finally retaliated, it was overwhelmingly brutal and resulted in a slave uprising. Galvin Regd, whom Adrang had fought before, resumed control of the Glanfathan troops. Regd was also able to convince some Delemgan to join the fight. Adrang was, at this point, far too old to lead his forces into battle, so he sent his son Admeth in his place to contain the threat. Admeth, true to form as the son of Adrang, and obviously having learned tactics from his father, made a dangerous but effective tactical decision. In order to prevent Regd's troops from using the woods as cover, and to keep them from advancing through his land, set fire to the forest at tributary of the Ishuar River, and positioned his troops to prevent any of the Glanfathan forces from retreating. This tactic proved to be effective. While some Glanfathans and Delemgan were able to escape, thousands died. In the skirmish that followed, Galvin Regd was captured and sent to be held at New Heomar. Admeth was able to do what his father spent decades trying to do. He stopped Galvin Regd. The conflict with the Glanfathans continued for several months, and Admeth repeated the scorched earth tactic several times to flush the opposing forces from key battlefields. He was able to bring the conflict to an end before the year ended. While it was a win for the Deerwoodans, it was very costly as well. Because of his tactics, the conflict earned the name the War of Black Trees. After Adrang's death in 2654, Admeth became the Gref of the Deerwood, to the dismay of the imperial court and other earls. Over the course of the next year, they defied his rule at every turn, rebuking his decrees and countermanding his directives. In 2655 AI, Admeth had had enough. Even though he lacked support from most of the earls, he was admired by both the Valian dukes and all the common folk. Backed by this support, he issued an ultimatum to the Verkoning to anoint him a Gref Palatine. The Verkoning, unwilling to deal with a rebellion while trying to establish a new Vorlus trade in Red Saris, agreed. Admeth then held authority and legal power over the earls, their holdings, and their titles. The Deerwood was no longer a Grefram, but instead was a Palatinate. This change reduced the Verkoning's power over the region. With his new power, Admeth quickly brought the rebellious earls into line. But in exchange for the power, Admeth invested time and money into all of the Deerwood's ports and trade posts, dramatically increasing shipping traffic. This helped the earls and brought in more money for the Verkoning. Alright, so that's how he became a Gref Palatine. But then, rebellion. This is how he breaks off Deerwood from the Empire and becomes its first duke. Let's read it. Admeth Hadrit Part 2, Rebellion. Over the 5 years following his ascension to Gref, Admeth attempted to mend relations with the Glanfathans and bring his land together with theirs. He enacted laws that restricted the taking of new slaves, allowed Glanfathans to buy their fellows out of bondage, and imposed a tax on slave ownership in order to promote the use of free labor. While there was some resistance to these new laws, the Verkoning's attention to Raedceres and Admeth's power, backed by the colonists, made it difficult for the earls to truly resist what was happening. In 2662 AI, in the year of the 10th anniversary of the War of Black Trees, Admeth brought about the end of slavery in the Deerwood. He negotiated a series of treaties with the Glanfathans, wherein a timeline was established for the official emancipation of all remaining slaves. Each owner would receive compensation in either land or money based on the number of slaves freed. If they didn't comply, the slaves would be seized and their former masters would suffer a substantial fine. In return for this, the Glanfathans opened trade routes with the Deerwood and allowed Deerwoodans to live in and near areas that had their sacred ruins, but they are under no conditions to enter the ruins. As a final act of goodwill, Admeth freed Galvin Regd, saying he had suffered sufficiently for his actions. The Verkoning, seeing he was completely out of control in his own palatinate, devised a plan to get the supply of ancient artifacts running again. He approached the earls suffering under Admeth's rule and convinced them to hire agents to raid the ruins. Initially, they did so in secret, but they quickly became sloppy, eventually being caught. This breach of the treaties incited Glanfathans again to acts of violence, while Admeth researched who was behind it. With help of the Glanfathan leaders, Admeth found evidence that pointed back to the Verkoning as the source of the raids. That was the beginning of the end for Adirian rule in the Deerwood. Over the next 7 years, Admeth and the Verkoning maneuvered around each other, playing political, economic, and military games in order to gain the upper hand. In 2668 AI, Admeth declared the Deerwood had had enough. The Verkoning would no longer be recognized. The Deerwood was now a free entity and would govern itself. This started the War of Defiance, which lasted 5 years. The end result of the war was freedom for the Deerwood, and though Duke Hadrit would never live to see it come to a close, the people of Deerwood consider him the foundry of the country nevertheless. Oh, cool. And that's how the Deerwood became a free country. We finally read that book. Okay. So, let's... A book lies on the table as pages fill with some sort of unintelligible cryptography.
Hail and well night.
A lone figure paces back and forth, tapping his fingers at his sides, muttering to himself. He jumps when he sees you, his hands on his chest. By the flame, you startled me. Shouldn't you be in the meeting, attendant? The acolyte's waiting for you. He clasps his hands, his thumbs twitching. It's not time for the initiates meeting, is it? He twiddles his fingertips. I'll be ready. Soon. What are you doing here? He resumes his pacing. I've been practicing the past phrases. I know them backwards and forwards, but I get so nervous every time I think about repeating them to the acolyte. He wrings his hands. Why are you nervous? He stops in his tracks. I've never seen the acolyte's face, but I can't stop wondering what she looks like under that robe. He twists his fingers together, and when she peers into my mind, I'm afraid she'll catch me thinking about that. You hear him swallow. Also, if I get the passphrases wrong, she'll kill me where I stand. Grieving mother. Heed his fears, Watcher. This place is filled with treacherous minds. You can practice on me. Okay. He ushers in a deep breath with fluttering hands. Here goes. First question. State your name and purpose. Answer. My name belongs to the gods, and my hand to their service. Second question. What company do you seek? Answer. I seek the company of shadows, that our labors may remain secret. Third question. Tell me of your labors. Answer. To see that the craft of Kith and Wilder does not disturb what bones the gods have buried. Kith and Wilder does not disturb. So they're all about keeping secrets. Serving the old gods. Keeping everything secret. Making sure other people don't disturb the secrets. Fourth question. How do we know your purpose? Answer. You shall know it by the confession of my tongue, the deeds of my hand, and the oath on my soul. Riddles upon riddles. What bones the gods have buried. It's very dramatic, isn't it? Oh, I'm sorry. Please continue. Fifth question. And how is your oath guarded? Answer. It is sealed by the leaden key. So that's what the leaden key thing's all about. Sighs with a nervous chuckle. That wasn't so hard. Try it again. Okay, so he goes through it again. Sounds like you've got it. I do, I think. He bites his lip. I'm just going to practice a few more times by myself before my meeting. You need something else? I'll be ready for the initiates meeting soon. Honest. Tell me about the meeting. This must be your first time. The Acolyte communicates with each of us individually to hear of our progress on old tasks, and to assign us new ones. He shivers with a mixture of pleasure and dread. It's a unique process. She's a cipher, so she can speak to you without words. Fascinating, until you realize she can probably read your thoughts just as easily. I'm a cipher too, though. What's up? What do you know about these tasks? He laughs nervously. Only what I absolutely need to. We protect the secrets of the gods, so discretion is essential. He waves a hand between the two of you. We receive our instructions from the Acolyte just as she receives hers from someone else, and so on, right up to the Grand Master. Our role is to obey, knowing as little about the overall plan, and each other, as possible. So it's like terrorist cells. The less they know, the less they can reveal. How can you be confident you're doing the right thing when you know so little? He snorts. That's easy. The leaden key has been around for ages by the blessing of the gods. You only have to look around to see the perils of trying to usurp divine power. Killing a god in the Saints' Wars cursed us all, and the heresy of animancy has only worsened matters. Try to replace a soul, and you inevitably end up with a monster. It's all been a warning. There are some powers we just shouldn't have. Well, they're anti-animancy, which I kind of agree with, to be honest. Tell me about these secrets. He jumps back. You shouldn't even be asking. Whatever they are, they're secrets for a reason. Our job is to guard them, not to know them. Alright, whatever you say, buddy. I see. We've been entrusted with important work. It's an honor, but not without its challenges. Goodbye. So we learned some things there.
There, done.
Rod, Valerian, and some Silvolution. I think I've read this book about Wudaka. I think I've read this book about Wudaka already. I did read this one already. They're all about when she takes back her throne, she's gonna get revenge on all the people that ever did wrong or betrayed them or betrayed her, and a bunch of bad stuff's gonna happen, and yay, Wudaka. Alright, no, not reading it again.
Eyes open.
Well, now, when I talk to her, I'll probably have forgotten those, Oh, that was the nervous kid in the library he was talking about. Is this the main chamber where I shouldn't bring my
Yeah.
companions?
Sure.
Nah, this isn't it. Bunch of mercenaries there. Found some hidden stuff. Another scroll of protection. Some goodies. So far I don't have to fight all these guys. Ooh, that's good stuff.
Eh?
This
Sure.
is seek the main chamber. I think we're probably good. You hear murmurs and chants on the other side of the door. A ritual of some sort is already underway. Okay. I see. So, when I approach it, I'm either going to have to go in with my companions or go in alone. I am going to go in alone because I'm wearing the disguise and I think I know the answers. If I go in with them, they're just going to... I'm just usually going to get mad and it's going to automatically probably be a fight. If I go in alone, I might be able to talk through it and not get into an automatic fight. We'll see. But, cliffhanger ending. What will happen behind the door as I meet with the acolyte of the leaden key as we reach sort of the climax of this part of the quest line? Who knows? You're going to have to wait until our next episode to see. That's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Pillars of Eternity.